movie, marketing campaign, myth, or a bit of all three. Iron Sky is what I'm going to be talking about for the next couple of minutes. The Moon Nazi film, if you've heard of it through that. I suppose for the past 4 years or so, I've been one of many sort of geeky types, at least, waiting with quite some anticipation, I have to admit, for Iron Sky, and actually being able to go into the shop last Monday and see the sort of, I guess it's become slightly iconic for geeks like me, eagle logo of the film on a Blu-ray case in a DVD shop really felt quite strange, because yeah, I have to admit, I don't think I was ever totally convinced that this film was going to get made. It started life as a trailer and a pitch for a film that was going around the internet and some film festivals. As I say, I think 2008 was when it sort of started appearing, and I think I first found it through blogs by Mark Kermode and through his Radio 5 show, where when he was in Cannes and he found them, and they put the trailer up, I think, on the blog, or linked to it, the very first one. And so got the film, and not totally sure what to expect from it, if I'm honest. The initial concept in the trailer, very interesting, and looked like it would be funny to a point in a silly exploitation movie kind of way, but sort of with quite a dark edge to it, really. And yeah, that's how it started, the first trailer. But since then the trailers have developed, they've actually started making the film, and sort of the comedy seemed to be getting a little bit broader, and I wasn't entirely convinced that would work, although one of the trailers, somewhat surprisingly, Udo Kier popped up in, and that can't be a bad thing in any situation, because if there was ever anyone, from my experience of watching movies made to play a moon Nazi, it was probably Udo Kier. He just looks the part, and from what I'd seen previously, could essentially play that very well as well. So onto the film itself, and it was kind of clear from the start that the whole broad humour thing of the trailers was definitely something that was present. And it started off with a pair of American astronauts landing on the moon in 2018 and discovering Nazi moon base in the shape of a swastika, brilliantly enough, which dated back to 1945. And from that sort of starting point, that's no spoilers, that's all in the first scene, it sort of flitted back and forth between the moon and back to the Earth. And on the Earth there was someone who wasn't, but really was, Sarah Palin, fighting for a second term in the White House, and it just seemed to keep adding twists and ideas and so many things that it's sort of, from about, I suppose, 15-20 minutes in, seemed to be teetering on the edge of completely spinning out of control and becoming too much and too many ideas, not really sort of forming a coherent thing. But never did quite spin out of control, and there was some extra added, if somewhat heavy-handed, satire thrown into things, taking on establishments of both US and international politics, really, and also parodying sci-fi blockbusters and being genuinely funny, I have to admit, and featuring some astonishingly well-realised special effects. I mean, it's astonishingly well realised for a film of its budget, and generally very good anyway. And it's kind of rare that a movie which stemmed from a one-sentence long idea, basically the tagline, in 1945 the Nazis went to the moon, in 2018 they're coming back. It's rare that a film that starts from that lives up to the hype and any of the expectations of it. I mean, I could cite Snakes on a Plane as a prime one of that, and there have been a lot more much cheaper films than Snakes on a Plane with similar such ridiculous titles, the likes of Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus and things like that. But Iron Sky kind of bucks that trend, and in a unique, definitely, and at times, if I'm honest, actually quite dark and twisted way. But I suppose a film about Nazis from the moon is going to have the odd dark twisted bit in it. As I said, it features Udo Kier, who was in one of the earlier trailers and has stayed on for the whole film. And I guess he's the nearest thing to a star that the film has. But that said, all of the cast, though they're not names, put in a series of good performances. They really, I guess it's the thing that's important with a film like this, is they get the tone of it right. They may not be the best actors the world's ever seen. I'm not one to talk about that, really. But they got the tone spot on, and it sort of worked with everything else. I don't know if they'd work in other things, but they work here, and that's all that really matters. And back up the promise laid on by the opening special effects shots as well, which is very important, because the opening is very special effects heavy, as a lot of other bits of the film, which still I'm amazed by the special effects of it. But anyway, with talk of a sequel already in the works, and it got into the UK top 10 of films, the box office top 10. I think it was number 10, but it was just about there this week. It seems that the film that sort of started out as more of a myth and a marketing campaign than anything else. I mean, it was really thanks to the fact of the way it pioneered crowdfunding, where they asked members of the public to buy what they called war bonds to help pay for it. But it seems that a film that started off as something that looked like it may well never happen based on one line has actually succeeded, and in a way that many, including myself if I'm honest, really thought it couldn't, in that it's a couple of entertaining hours of slightly surreal, slightly satirical, but above all silly in a way that I've not seen in a long time, but is very good entertainment. And also, it, for someone like me, again, I think it's quite a geeky film, because another geeky moment is packed full of references to other movies and various conspiracy theories, which really sort of add something extra to it. But yeah, Iron Sky, it may have started off as one trailer and a website and a bit of a marketing campaign more than a movie, but it's come out as something definitely very much worth watching.